I guarantee every single one of you who have watched any Scream movies before have thought about it. What would I do if the guy in the mask was after me? Well, we're not gonna talk about how to survive Ghostface, but how to thrive and outsmart the big bad bully. Step 1. Know your horror movies. Ghostface is known for being influenced by and making references to classic horror films. Familiarize yourself with horror movie tropes and cliches. When I say know your horror movies, I mean you gotta be a horror movie scientist, a true master of your craft. But what if you're just a casual horror movie watcher? Don't throw in the towel just yet, because I'm here to provide you with a comprehensive rundown of the essential skills and know-how I've accumulated from my thrilling and terrifying journey of watching horror movies since the tender age of 7. First off, you gotta know that horror movies have rules, man. Like there's always that moment when you just know something bad is gonna go down. Or how about the fact that the killer always seems to have teleportation powers and is suddenly right behind their victim? And dude, don't even get me started on the classic let's split up move. I mean seriously, when has that ever worked out for anyone? Anyway, the point is you need to learn these horror movie rules so you can predict what Ghostface might do next. And hey, it might even save your life if you're ever in a real slasher scenario. Not that I'm saying that's gonna happen, but you never know. Now, let's talk about some classic horror flicks you need to watch, the 5 movies that inspired most horror movies. You gotta know your slashers like Halloween and Friday the 13th. And don't forget about the psychological horrors like Psycho and Rosemary's Baby. And if you really want to get into the mind of Ghostface, you've got to watch the Scream movies themselves. Keep track of all the sneaky tricks and clever kills, cause who knows, you might just outsmart Ghostface one day by recognizing their MO. Now that we're done with knowing your horror movies, it's time to move to the next step. Step 2. Psychological warfare. First up, we need to understand Ghostface's motives. Why are they stalking and killing people? What's their endgame? Well, Ghostface loves playing games and toying with their victims. So we gotta play along, but play with our own twist. You could start by leaving creepy messages or clues that make them question their own sanity. For example, pretend you know something about their past or even their true identity, and hint at it without revealing too much. Keep it vague and keep them guessing and always on the edge. Now, let's even get more creative. Ghostface loves using phone calls to terrorize their victims, right? Well, 2 can play that game. Get your hands on a voice changer and start making calls to Ghostface. If you don't have his number, just keep the voice changer ready to receive their next phone call. Throw in some eerie background music or creepy sound effects to really set the mood. Use your knowledge of horror movies to quote iconic lines and make them doubt their own abilities. Turn their favorite weapon, fear, against them. And for the grand finale, let's take the fight straight to Ghostface. Set up a confrontation where you appear to be the vulnerable target, but in reality you've got the upper hand. Use a decoy or a mannequin to trick Ghostface into thinking they've got you cornered, and when they least expect it, bam! Hit them with a surprise counterattack. You could even use a projector to create ghostly images or holograms to make it look like you've come back from the dead, just like in their favorite horror movies. Keep them confused and disorientated so they don't know what's real and what's not. And finally, step 3. Stay unpredictable. First things first, you gotta mix up your routine, man. Ghostface thrives on knowing their victims' habits and using them to plan the perfect attack. So don't be that guy who always takes the same route to class or hits the gym precisely at 6 p.m. every single day. Change it up, bro. Take random detours, visit new places, and keep Ghostface on their toes. Bonus! You might even discover some sweet new hangout spots in the process. Now, let's get even more creative. What if you threw a massive costume party where everyone's dressed as Ghostface? Imagine the chaos. Ghostface wouldn't know who's who, and you could use the confusion to your advantage. Plus, who doesn't love a good costume party? And hey, don't forget about the power of social media. Ghostface might be stalking your profiles to learn more about you. Why not use that against them? Create fake events, check into random places, or even make it look like you're out of town when you're actually just chilling at home with your buddies. Keep Ghostface guessing and never let them know your true whereabouts. One more thing. Embrace controlled chaos. Make decisions on the fly, like going for a last-minute road trip or joining the midnight beach volleyball game. Not only will you have a blast, but you'll also keep Ghostface off your trail. And if you can recruit some friends to help you along the way, even better.